Hello and welcome back to Asking for a Friend. I'm Bethany Silvis, Marketing Supervisor.
And I'm Lori Lutweiler, Director of People Operations. And today we're joined by Graham. Graham, do you want to go ahead and do an introduction for us?
Absolutely, Lori. So, hi, I'm Graham Lester. I'm a senior accountant on the audit team, and I've been with Kirkring Barberio for about a little bit over 2 years now.
Excellent. Well, welcome. We're excited to get to know you and what you do on the audit team. So, can you give us a little bit of background of what your role is, how you work remotely, all things audit?
Absolutely. So, my role on the audit team is as a senior accountant, and what that position is in the context of the audit team is I work with running the day-to-day on an audit, taking point on client communications, working some more complex audit sections, reviewing some audit sections, and that's about it. And then just kind of making sure everyone's making progress as expected on their individual sections.
Excellent. And do you do any field work?
I do. So, as part of our audit, we usually like to go out to the client's office and work from there for a day or two. It's a really highly productive time. We get to have some conversations in person and really just kind of see the operations, see the numbers on the paper in real life, what they actually mean, because you can see somebody has this nice, expensive facility on paper, but actually getting in there and seeing it is a whole nother thing.
Absolutely. How did you get into the audit world?
Um, so I don't have the best story on how I got into accounting. It was my placeholder major for a while, and then I kind of started my internship, and I'm like, I really hope I like this. And then it really clicked then. So kind of just worked out, kind of just stumbled into it, but I love it, and I'm so glad that I did.
That's kind of cool. And so I know that you are the only remote employee on our audit team here. What does that look like day to day for you?
It works really well. Everyone communicates really well. It's just a lot of Teams messaging and Zoom calls, not as much walking over to someone's desk. Okay, one moment, guys. I'm so sorry. I got a cat here.
We love
We
this.
love an unexpected furry friend.
Yeah, so I'll just intro him real quick. His name is
Yeah,
Arthur.
for sure.
He's got extra fingers because he's got a mutation.
Oh.
And he's my favorite coworker working from home.
What is his
Aw.
name?
Arthur.
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 Well, hello, Arthur.
Welcome to Asking for a Friend.
Absolutely. So it's a lot of Teams messaging, cats walking on keyboards, obviously, guys. it's, it's almost like I'm there. Everyone's so good at communicating. And then I do work from the office sometimes if we have like a happy hour or like a dinner or something. And even then, it's about the same. I would say the only difference really is not being able to walk over and check in on something.
Right.
But it seems like you're really proactive with your team's messaging and jumping on a Zoom call to connect with people and make sure you're having those conversations.
Oh, absolutely. So I think the biggest thing with being remote versus in person is there's no, oh, I'm just going to wait till like I see Manuel in the break room and or I'll touch base with him when I see him this afternoon. It's, you pile up some questions for someone and you go ahead and get that Zoom call scheduled. You can't push it off.
I think that's so important. And I think, another thing we're doing is trying to figure out best tips and tricks from some of our remote team members. And I think that's something that we've heard before is it's so important to be proactive to make sure that you're using your time effectively, but when you get to a stopping point and you really can't go any further because you have a question or you have a couple, you just need to go ahead and reach out. And what I've heard is being the remote employee, it's almost on you a little bit more to reach out to the people who are in the office to make sure that you are still inserting yourself into that. And what other tips could you give to people who might be in the office as it relates to working with remote team members?
I think the biggest thing is just not letting those emails fall through the cracks. I think, in audit, we're in a perpetual cycle of following up with clients internally, externally. We have a lot of boxes to check, a lot of tasks to complete, and it requires a lot of communication. So it can put, and I think it's a little bit more challenging from a remote perspective. So just making sure you respond to your remote individuals like you would if they were in the office talking to you is the advice I would give.
Okay. Appreciate that.
All right, and switching gears a little bit, we want to get to know you a little bit more. So, do you have any fun hobbies, things you like to do outside of work, anything employees might not know about you?
Yeah, hobbies wise, it's mostly just hanging out with my friends, going to the beach, doing the Florida stuff. I really enjoy concerts. I like to tell people I minored in concerts in college because I went to so many. So enjoy live music, that kind of thing.
So what kind of concerts are you going to?
Right now, I'm really into this new bluegrass artist named Billy Strings. I think he's the best of the best. Definitely look him up if you haven't heard him. Look up his story as like a super cool story too.
Okay, have not heard of him,
I have not
but
heard
definitely will look into it.
We have another team member that we did a podcast with who has gone to over 100 concerts. Do you think you would fall into that range of concert going?
Oh yeah, definitely. I wouldn't say 100 maybe since I graduated college. A little bit less free time, and there was a couple COVID years there, of course. But like freshman to senior year of college, almost certainly.
Wow.
Were you traveling to concerts or were you just hitting them up in Tampa?
I was, so that was something me and my friends would do every summer. We would pile into a car and, we drive pretty much everywhere. We drive up and down the East Coast, I think as far north as New York City, and then we went to Michigan too, and then as far west as, I think just Texas, just like Austin, Texas is as far as we got.
You drove all the way to Austin, Texas for a concert?
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. It was camping too. It was 108 degrees outside.
Which concert got you all the way over there?
It was called Float Fest. It was a music festival on a river, and you camped at the top of the river, and you take an inner tube and float down the river to the concert, and then there was a bunch of bands and other artists there. So it was pretty cool, but definitely too hot.
So if you float down the river to the concert, how does one get back to the campsite after the concert?
Correct.
A bus.
Okay.
That's good. Better than like paddling all the way back.
What do you do?
Certainly.
So what kind of genre of music are you listening to?
Mostly right now, a lot of bluegrass, a lot of rock, a lot of kind of alternative, all the different subgenres of rock. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay.
Some country.
So what are your top 3 concerts that you've been to for favorites?
Oh, that's tough. Okay, I'm going to say, in no particular order, Paul McCartney, because he was great. I saw him 5 or 6 years ago. He told so many fun stories. It was like talking to your grandpa in between each song. I'm just going to say Billy Strings. I've seen him, I think, like a bunch of times. So I'm just going to say him in general. And then I had a really good Fleetwood Mac experience, too.
Okay.
Now, what is your favorite concert venue you have gone to?
I really enjoy... So I've been to a bunch of concerts, but it's because I like going to kind of these smaller venues and just picking up a ticket, even if I don't know the artist, and that works out sometimes, and then sometimes it's a very unique experience. But I like Janice Live in St. Pete is probably
Me too.
my top right now.
Excellent. All right, so aside from concert going and music listening, what other hobbies do you have? What do you like to do?
I like to read a lot. I like to go to the beach. Yeah, I mean...
Is there a particular genre you like to read?
I really like fantasy books, like Lord of the Rings.
Okay. And are you a physical book reader or a Kindle or audiobook? What is your reading vibe?
So I have switched all between the 3, and I think I like a good physical book. The biggest thing for me is getting away from the screen for a second. I need to look at something that is not backlit.
That's fair. I also am a big reader, but I am a Kindle reader because I'm obsessed with the analytics and metrics behind my reading and my reading speed and scores and things like that. But I can definitely understand wanting to get away from the screen.
I like physical books a little bit more. Lately, I have like a good commute time down to the office, and so I've been doing audiobooks recently because I like that I can listen in my car and not just have wasted time.
Say productive time.
Exactly.
All right, Graham, we're at the time where we like to ask everybody, what do you think your superpower is?
What do I think my superpower is, or if I could pick a superpower, what would it be?
Either one.
I would say, or both.
Yes.
I would say if I could have a superpower, it would be teleportation, certainly.
Good one.
Yeah, I mean, just game changing. You could just travel whenever you wanted and just go to sleep in your own bed. I mean, incredible, right?
That is incredible. And what, if you could, or what is your superpower?
We'll say organization.
Oh, I like that.
I don't think we've heard that one
No,
before.
that's a new one for sure.
I like
And
that.
I appreciate that because I love going through and organizing things and making sure that it all looks good. What's your favorite thing to organize?
Stuff around the house, certainly. Mostly audit stuff, keeping everything in
Yeah.
line, taking notes, reading where I'm at with things, and then kind of adjusting from there.
Love that. I would imagine being an auditor, you love a good checklist. And then if you're organized, do you keep checklists in your own life to keep everything in order?
I do. I use the the tasks in Outlook.
Yeah.
I learned from
Us too.
an excellent tutor who KB brought in. And then, yeah, I have a checklist for just about everything, even like social stuff. Like I have a checklist for this week. I think I'm going to the movies tonight and then bowling later in the weekend, and it's on the list.
Nice.
What movie are you going to see?
I'm seeing The Wild Robot.
Okay.
I
I
think
have not
it's
heard of this
No,
one.
yeah, I didn't even know that was an option.
I think it's technically a kids movie, but it got really good reviews about a robot
Okay.
that learns how to care for little animals in the woods.
Oh,
Oh, I love
Okay,
that. That
well-
sounds awesome.
adding that to my list as well.
Yeah.
So we've gotten to the point now where we like to give you the opportunity to ask us anything.
What is the most surprising thing you have heard on asking for a friend thus far?
Oh, I know mine.
Okay, you go first then.
I learned that somebody has a mini farm. Had no idea that they had so many animals. And I would also say we learned, I think about the concert going.
Yeah, I was going to say that this one employee has been to see Harry Styles more times than I can remember, but
Yes.
a lot of times. And traveled to Europe.
Traveled to Europe and saw Harry Styles like 6 times in a row. I think that was the most surprising.
Agreed.
Hey, I get it.
Oh, I guess that's a good question for you as a concert goer. Do you see the same artist repeatedly and just enjoy different shows and different atmospheres, or it's like a one and done?
It depends on the type of artist. A number of bands nowadays will do a completely unique set for each show, and those artists I will see multiple times. But if it is, say, usually your bigger stadium acts, they'll have one kind of set list that they do at multiple points in the country, and I will not see them multiple times.
Good to know. All right, are you ready for rapid fire questions?
Absolutely.
All right, first question is, how do you take your coffee?
Black.
Early morning or late night?
Early morning.
Beach or mountains?
Beach.
Pizza or Chinese?
Chinese.
Favorite superhero?
Oh, Iron Man.
Oh, strong. That's mine too.
And this is where I fail because I can only think of so many questions at one time.
Okay, pineapple on your pizza? Yes or no?
No.
Oh, interesting.
I'm not morally against it. Like you see some people, like I'm not going to get up in arms and really lose my marbles over it, like some commentary I've seen, but it's not for me.
Okay. Favorite workplace activity?
We'll say
Or favorite thing that the audit team has done? You guys do like, I don't know, the brewery, things like that?
I really like on-site field work the best for work, I think.
Okay. Love that.
Chick-fil-A or PDQ?
We'll go PDQ.
Oh, I don't know that we can continue to be friends.
It's the batch made. They make the sauces in-house is what gets me.
See,
That's the
I
difference
do
maker.
agree. Their ranch is really, really good. So I agree with that. Have you tried Cane's chicken?
I don't think I have. I tried recently. My newest chicken spot I tried was Huey Magoo's.
Where is this?
Yeah.
This is a little bit north of Tampa on State Road 54, so kind of heading towards Newport Richey.
Okay. I used to live off of 54.
All right. Favorite place you've traveled?
We will say Croatia.
Okay. How many countries have you been to?
Like 11, 12,
Wow.
possibly more. I'm not sure. I'm thinking of the bigger ones, but where I lose count is with the little Caribbean islands. So I did some cruising when I was younger.
Yeah. Pepsi or Coke?
Coke.
The only correct answer.
The only
Yeah.
correct answer. Favorite dessert?
Cheesecake.
Oh, strong. A certain flavor of cheesecake?
It's gonna sound like really, really fancy, but Capitol Grill's cheesecake. If you ever go, it's the best cheesecake you can find. It has like a little creme brulee top on it. It's excellent.
Oh, good
That
to
sounds
know.
good.
All right, so we'll conclude rapid fire and then say thank you for joining us today. We're really excited to get to know you more and learn all about your concert going.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to be here.